Yes. Hey everybody, I'm Joshua.
And I'm Caleb.
We're brothers.
And today we would like to talk to you about the last Adam.
Wait a minute. Last Adam? That sounds like a wicked cool movie. In a world where the first Adam failed, the last Adam prevailed.
That would be completely awesome. But it's also scriptural in the Bible. 1 Corinthians 15:45, so it is written, the first Adam became a living being, the last Adam a life-giving spirit. The first man was of the dust of the earth, the second man is of heaven. As was the earthly man, so are those who are of the earth. And as is the heavenly man, so are those who are of heaven. And just as we have borne the image of the earthly man, so shall we bear the image of the heavenly man.
Okay, so I'm confused.
Yeah.
I knew about the first Adam. Him and Eve used to hang out. It caused a few problems. This last Adam, what he's talking about, this is metaphor, this is real, literal, like what's happening here?
This last Adam is Yeshua. So the first Adam, he sinned. He gave dominion of the earth over to the enemy. The last Adam had to come in human flesh. Yeshua chose to be made just like us, the same flesh and blood, so that he could redeem us from the works of the enemy. It was total identification with being man.
But if we were here first and God made it for us, I know that Adam and Eve sinned, but how did that translate to us not, it being our fault?
Well, it's because with Adam and Eve, they were told not to eat of the fruit of the garden.
Right.
Eve was deceived and ate the fruit. Adam knew what it was. He did it willingly. Sin came through the male genetic side. You know, sin comes through the male seed, not through the woman's egg. Obviously, when Mary had Jesus, sin did not pass on to Yeshua. It came through the male side. And if Eve had just sinned, Adam could have been the kinsman redeemer and saved Eve and brought her back to the Father.
You're using big words again. I'm sorry, guys. He takes the SAT practice test like every weekend. What on earth is a kinsman redeemer? Is that like something from an Emily Bronte book?
It's like you're reading the story of Ruth and Boaz. A kinsman redeemer would save someone of their blood relative from harm. A distant relative, they would claim a piece of property that they were next in line for. Well, we were related to Messiah. He became our kinsman redeemer for us. We are his children. And he sacrificed himself. He died. He came as the last Adam. But when he was resurrected, he became the second man, a new man that we can associate with, but still in human form. He kept the holes in his hands and in his feet and the hole in his side so he could rule on earth someday as an Adam. It's amazing.
Now he identified with us, and we know this. If you know the story of Yeshua, you know what he did for us. In 1 Peter 2:24, it says, he himself bore our sins in his body on the tree, that we might die to sins and live for righteousness. By his wounds, you have been healed. This is all physical terminology. These are physical things that Jesus went through.
That's amazing.
We face so many things in life that we feel the God in the sky is ambivalent towards. He's out there ruling the big things, but he doesn't understand how we feel. Yet the Bible goes on and on and on and tells about how Yeshua faced every single situation, every single temptation, every pain, every joy that you've been through. The idea that Yeshua does not identify with what you're feeling or going through is a lie from the enemy.
That's right.
That he wants you to believe, because right here it says he did.
That's right. And in 1 Corinthians 15, we have that hope for the future that we're going to be like the second man one day. We're going to receive that glorified body that Yeshua received when he was resurrected. And when we do, death, hell, and the grave completely destroyed. He's already redeemed us from that fear of death. But the final victory comes with the rapture, with that dominion taken over the earth when Yeshua rules and reigns for 1,000 years.
Keep in mind that original sin, that deception that hit Eve that she gave into, and that willing choice that Adam made, that happened because their focus was in the wrong place. They allowed it to get shifted. Don't let the enemy rob you by shifting your focus onto yourself, onto self-pity, onto your situation, and make you think you're alone and Yeshua had no idea or doesn't care, or it's something you just have to overcome. He identifies with you. He knows where you've been and where you're going. And he has made a way for you to not only succeed, but to overcome.
So thanks for joining us. You have a hope for a future. Stick with us and watch us next time.
And that cool movie, The Last Adam. Ooh. I wonder what they eat that time, like a watermelon. They're like, oh, this is naughty. I need seedless. It's not of God. Things have seeds. I don't know, it's science.
I lost you there, Josh.
Probably.